We back with another one. Yep, another one. What's going on? Salute to all my people back home. Salute to all my real ones. Salute, salute, and salute to all my fake ones. Give me a minute. Let a couple people get in the chat.
He's a bum.
Oh man. What's going on, people? What's going on? Yeah. Nick, what's up, Nick? Long time no see, bro. How you been, bro? I hope all is well with you, man. I'm not over there no more. I'm not over there no more, Nick. Yeah. How you been, my boy? I'm at the one in I'm at the one in Wilkes-Barre over there by that hotel. You know what I'm talking about. I'm at that one now. The Woodlands. That one. Yeah. I'm talking about Canelo. Canelo and Bud Crawford.
He can't fight. That's not true. You got 12 whole rounds, pound for pound to me. ah,
Yeah, Tank Davis and and Tank and Roach had a press conference for they rematch, and it got kind of hectic. That's what I'm hearing. It got kind of hectic. Yeah, but I'm gonna talk about Canelo and Bud for a minute. As of right now, as of right now, Bud is actually bigger than Canelo. How can that be? How can that be? How can Bud actually be bigger than Crawford right now? If they get on a scale right now, it's a known fact that Bud is bigger than Canelo. That's crazy. That's crazy. He's actually bigger than Canelo as we speak. And I'm telling you, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if Bud stop him. Don't be surprised. It can happen. It's the sport of boxing. In the sport of boxing, anything can happen. Anything can happen in the sport of boxing. Period. And you have Bud as a look on my title. Look at him standing next to Ali Sheik. Look at him. Bud is clearly bigger than him. But I'm not even going off that. I'm going off inside scoop. That's what I'm going off. He's actually bigger than him. But me personally, I salute Bud. I think Bud is a hell of a fighter. I think he's gonna go down as one of the greatest fighters of all times and all that. But watching Bud over the years, especially when he was smaller coming up, Bud has always been a little chinny, man. Little chinny. I'm not a casual fan. I've been around the sport of boxing since 1978. So I know boxing. And when Bud was coming up in the junior lightweight, I mean the junior welterweight, lightweight, and all that, Bud was chinny, man. We seen Bud catch the stanky leg a couple of times.
He can't fight.
That's just a joke. But we seen Bud with the stanky leg, man. And only thing I'm saying, and I'm not gonna roll back what I said. I really do feel that Bud is gonna stop Canelo. I feel it in my heart. I really do. Because one thing about Canelo, watching him over the years, Canelo can't fight anybody that moves. If you a mover and you got good footwork, Canelo can't keep up with you. It's been proven. Laura, Laura beat him, man. Laura beat Canelo. They gave Canelo the fight. If anybody's seen that fight with Canelo and Laura, Laura beat him. Then Floyd, Floyd all out beat him. They gave it to him. Any guys that get in there and move, especially a slick black fighter like Bud, that's extremely good, smart, and very rarely he get suckered or he get lured into some dumb stuff. Nah, he's one of the most alert fighters out there in the sport of boxing. He's super alert. He's very alert. Can't take that away. You can't, that's just real talk. And everybody know Canelo had mud on his feet. He stands in the pocket. He walks to you and he debo you. He's a decent fighter. You do the history on Bud, you do the history on Canelo. To me, they almost the same with their competition. See, a lot of casuals like what this guy talking about. Like, if you're casual, you're not gonna understand what I'm saying. Canelo fought Beevil, lost. Floyd, lost. Triple G, first one, lost. He beat Rocky Fielder for the title. Then he beat the washed up what's his name? That Andre Ward fought and he beat him. He was on his way out. Canelo ran from everybody. He ran from, and when they was all in their prime, he ran from the twins, man. He literally dropped his belt. He gave his belt up, not to fight the Charlos. These are facts. If you follow boxing, you know what I'm speaking is facts. He actually gave his belt up, just like, just like Lomachenko gave his belt up because he was running from Devin from Devin Haney. He didn't want to fight Devin Haney at that time, so he gave his belt up. It's like Canelo gave his belt up. Canelo will not go near the Mexican monster. He said, "Oh, I don't fight Mexicans." That's what he said out of his mouth. Pause. But he fought Jaime Munguia. Did he or did he not? He fought Jaime. When he say he don't fight Mexicans, the Mexican monster said, "I'm not Mexican. I'm Guatemalan." He is half and half. He half Mexican, half Guatemalan. So come on, let's call a spade a spade. Canelo did. Canelo really didn't. He didn't come up like a Chavez. Fought everybody, everybody. No, he didn't. He didn't. And real fans. When I say real fans, I'm talking about people that know the sport of boxing, people that's really into the sport of boxing, that know fighters, that's really into that. They know the real deal on Canelo Alvarez. He never really fought no one. And then he came to America. He came to America. I think he was 32 and 0. He's 60 something and 3 now. How we know you won 30 something fights in Mexico, man? How do we know that? Or whatever your record is when you got over here to America. You had a bunch of fights, just like Cepeda. They boost these guys' records up coming from these countries, get them over here in America, and they put a stamp on him. Well, he's 32 and 0 with 26 knockouts, and they stand on that. But then they get beat up. They career be short. Take Pitbull for instance. He was a fill-in for Rolly, for Tank. He took Tank to 12. They plucked him out of Mexico working on the egg farm and boxing in clubs and stuff like that. So PBC seen he won some fights and that he was tough. You know, he didn't have no problem with blocking punches with his face and all that type of stuff there. So they said bring him over to America and fight Tank. So he took Tank to 12 and started calling Tank all kinds of names. And Tank was scared of him because Tank wouldn't give him the rematch to get some money. Nobody giving you no money, man. But you see, when he fought Rayo, Rayo beat him easily, like Tank beat him easily. But because Tank didn't knock him out, they was calling for the rematch because he took Tank to 12. No, you're not getting that type of bread. Ah, now look at him. Now look. He had his 15 minutes of fame. And that's all Rayo did was took a page out of the Tank book. The difference between Rayo and Tank is that Tank hung on the ropes more, and Rayo stayed off the ropes and just beat him up. Literally beat him up.
He's a bum. He's a bum.
Real talk.
He's a bum.
He is. He is. It was a fluke. Pitbull had his 15 minutes of fame. It's over. Go now. Get out of here. Now do your gatekeeper shit and stay the fuck out the way. Period. I liked him until that day, that night he won that fight and start calling Tank out and start saying Tank was scared of him and calling Tank all kinds of names and disrespecting him and stuff like that. And that's what they do, man. That's what they do. That's exactly what they do. Trying to lure Tank in to get some more bread. Nah, nah. It's you're not gonna get it that easy. Not that easy. And then you stop Rolly. Oh, you really couldn't tell him nothing then. When he stopped Rolly, he was the man. But he got his just due. He got it's over now. So you know, so go ahead, do your gatekeeper thing. We done with you. Now back to Canelo and Bud. I said on when you come into the chat and you read the uh the thing under I wrote, help me understand how is Bud as big as Canelo right now. How? Snack? It snacked on it. How's it being done? How's that man? How's that man that they just showed Bud Crawford a couple weeks ago? It's been a little more than a couple weeks ago. It's probably about a month and a half. They showed him he was in the gym. I don't know where he was in the gym at. I know he was in the gym with uh it was three guys. Three guys looked like, somebody that just coming home from prison or something like that. They had that type of vibe. They had that kind of wave, you know, big big cats, you know, and what they did is, they was doing bench and that was Bud Crew. That's who he's working out with that day. And real talk, this one I said, oh shit. They put they put four four racks on the bar. No, they put 315 on the bar. And Bud got down and two of the guys was on each side and one guy was in the middle. And Bud got under that shit. That's prison talk. He got under that shit. And He took it off. Boom. He took it off. Boom. He left and he put it back on. And he got up and and the cameras went, did their own thing. But the point I'm trying to make is that he took that shit off. Do you know how strong that man is? Do you know how strong you gotta be to take 315 off the rack? Just taking it off the rack on your own. Just getting down there and taking it off, boom, lifting it, putting it back on the rack. You know how strong you have to be? When 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 I did my bid, I was never strong. I was big. I did a lot of calisthenics and I lift a lot of weights, but I was never strong. You would think I was strong, but I couldn't take 315 off the rack and then lift it. I couldn't do it. My old heads had to take it off and I would bounce it off my chest one time and put it on it, put it back, boom, with help, with help. I was 235. No, I was 254 at that time, down and a there. I was 254, but I could get on a pull up bar and give you 10 sets of tens easy, 10 sets of 40 push ups easy, calisthenics all day. But as far as uh, weights, I never was strong in weights. So when I seen Bud take that shit off the rack, it I said, "Wow, he's strong." You have to be strong. If you know anything about weights and lifting and all that workout shit, 315 is a lot of weight, man. You got cats that's into the bodybuilding and stuff like that, you know, um, that never get 315 up. They go up to 285 and that be they max, period. They'll get that for a 2-3 count. And that's with steroids. It is what it is, man. But the point I'm trying to make is that um Canelo has his work cut out, man. He definitely do. He definitely has his work cut out. And like I said earlier, I believe, I believe, Bud is gonna stop Canelo. Canelo ain't never been in front of nobody like Bud. Bud and and Floyd, totally two different fighters. Bud give it up, southpaw, you know, orthodox. You know how Bud give it up, and then Bud is just he he he's strong in both hands. Like he can knock you out with the left, or he can knock you out with the right. He can come out and fight a whole fight southpaw. He can come out and fight a whole fight orthodox. You have a lot of right hand southpaws out there. What I mean is that they right handed but still fight southpaw because they power is in their left hand, not their right. So, they considered a right handed southpaw. That's how most that's how most street guys are that never boxed on, they never boxed, with a referee and stuff like that. So they never learn how to fight orthodox. They jump out there with their right leg out and they power hand out. And that's how they street fight. Yeah. So, when I was boxing, I you know I was orthodox and southpaw. Both of them is super super easy to me. Like I do everything the same both ways. Pause. Anything I could do with the left, I could do with the right. That's how. That's how we was. That's how we was programmed coming up. Most of us. I came up in the hood. In my hood, everybody was a boxer. Damn near everybody was, especially on my block. You had knockout artists on my block that I grew up on. All through my vicinity was knockout artists. I got Bud. I got Bud stopping them. I have Bud actually stopping them. The reason why I say that is because Canelo never had someone like Bud in front of him, man. Yeah, yeah. I got Bud stopping him, man. Canelo got bricks on his feet. Anybody that can move, give Canelo trouble. Anybody that can move, give Canelo big trouble. That's why Canelo do not fight slick black fighters, man. Laura beat him. And I understand it's Laura. Laura beat him. Floyd beat him. They gave the fight to Canelo. They gave the Laura fight to Canelo, but Laura beat him. The whole world know that. They beat him. And Jacobs gave him a hell of a fight. A hell of a fight. He just didn't move enough. Jacobs was trying to prove something and was sitting in the pocket too much, fighting Canelo. But if he would have stayed on his bike and boxed Canelo and was giving it up the way he was giving it up, he would stop and try to prove something. And that's when Canelo was getting it off on him. But if he would have stayed boxing him, been a different story. Me either. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be totally honest, man. Before the Spence fight, I just wasn't a Bud fan. I just thought I honestly felt he wasn't fighting nobody. I felt the only thing was keeping him relevant was that WBO title. And the PBC at that time wasn't even acknowledging the WBO, because that's a Bob Arum title. Only people who gets the WBO is top rank. Top ranked fighters is the only people that get the WBO. And that's what kept Bud alive all that time. Through them years, coming up to the Spence fight, he held on to that fucking WBO title. If he would have lost that WBO title anywhere along the road to get the Spence, we wouldn't hear about Bud how we hear about him today. That WBO title got him through a lot of doors, man. Anybody that know boxing know what I'm talking about is real right. Hey, make it subscribe, man. Subscribe to the channel, bro. I appreciate it, man. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe and like, man. I really appreciate it.
Pound for pound to me. Ah,
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Bud honestly feel that he can beat Canelo. He honestly feel that. He and I'm gonna tell you, I honestly feel that the fight not going 12, and I honestly feel that Bud is gonna stop Canelo. I tell everybody this. Everybody. I honestly believe that in my heart that Bud is gonna stop Canelo. You know, Right. Exactly. 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 Just like Tank gonna stop Roach this trip. Everybody say Roach got Tank number. He got his number. They came up in the amateurs. Well, Tank beat him twice in the amateurs. Yeah, and and everybody has a bad night, man. And people act like Tank can't have a bad night. Tank had a bad night, a real bad night. By the grace of God, he didn't lose. He got a draw out of that, but he got a chance to come back and 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 fight him again. And this time, Tank is gonna stop Roach. He's gonna stop him. Roach, Jamel Herring beat Roach, man. He beat the shit out of Roach. Jamel Herring. Shakur Stevenson beat the shit out of him. So that don't tell people that Tank had a bad night. Tank had a bad night. All fighters do. It wasn't his night. It wasn't his night. And then Roach and them go put something in to try to get it overturned. How we know? Just say they gave Tank the eight count. Just say they gave him the count. Okay. How we know how the next two rounds would have went? How we know how the next two rounds would have went? We don't know. We don't know. So we only know what happens after the fight. That was backwards for y'all to go, for Roach team to go put something in to try to get it overturned. It didn't make sense because the last two rounds was played out already and it was a draw on a scorecard. Now, who to say who to say the last two rounds would have went the way it went if they would have gave Tate the eight count? Who to say? Who to say Tank wouldn't have picked it up? It's crazy. Yup, that's right. That's right. You're absolutely right. But before I go, I want to say this. We got Keyshawn Davis and Dela Santos, June the 7th. Um, Next weekend, that's gonna be a good fight on ESPN. You got Abdullah Mason on that card. You got a couple of you got all the Davis brothers on that card. You got Abdullah Mason on that card. You got a couple of more people on that card. Um, the 7th. The fight gonna be in Norfolk. You know, it's gonna be litty. Um, yeah, that's June the 7th. Next weekend, next Saturday, ESPN. On you can get it on ESPN. I got I got Keyshawn Davis. That's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think it's gonna be a good fight. Yeah. Salute to all my people. Please like, subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 500. Help me out. Look out for me. Salute to everybody that tuned in. Y'all know how I end it the same way all the time. Jersey.